Welcome. We're Kris and Chelsea. We have some new faces with us, Kris. We have Amy Zenzen, who's with Burst Travel. Hey, Amy.
Hello.
And then we have Jason Nix, who was supposed to visit us last fall, but he had some things to tend to, like a baby. But great news, Kris. We are welcoming him, thanks to Amy and Burst Travel, to come back to Minnesota. Hey, Jason.
Hey, what's up, y'all?
Oh, this is going to be so much fun. So he is coming to visit us at Ultimate Sports Bar and Grill. Kris and I are there every Friday. It is such a chore. Just kidding. For It's Finally Friday from 5 to 7. And then Jason's going to bring in, and this will be our first time having live music right after we finish our show. So then we get a party with you, Jason. And
it'll be a party. Yeah,
I'm
it will
so
be a party.
excited. I'm so excited. And there's why I'm wearing my Nashville shirt today. Jason, you're in Nashville right now?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, the craziness that it has become.
So I figure since Chelsea's wearing her Nashville shirt, Jason, I thought you'd have your Minnesota shirt on, but
maybe, you know what?
We'll have to get him one.
I was just gonna say we might have to hook him up with some merch.
Years ago, I played at the Twin Stadium, and it's like the only Minnesota gear that I have. It's like, Twin Cities everywhere. But it's time for an update. I don't think it fits anymore. That was like before babies,
Might it be a crop top? But we will definitely, Amy, there's a reason why, not only for Jason to come. I would love for him to just say that he's coming to Minnesota to hang out with us, but that's not the reason. He's going to be hitting up a couple other bars. But Amy, this is part of a trip, and it's a Nashville trip with Burst Travel. And we will talk about that coming up and how people can be part of that, and they get to hang out in Jason's personal home. And no, I'm kidding.
Yeah. We have, one guest room, everybody bunks there. And, it is Tennessee, so we still have an outhouse, and hopefully it won't be too cold and the bees aren't swarming if it's too warm.
Gosh. So I love it. I'm so excited. So Jason, we're going to be seeing you Friday, April 17th. It's going to be such a good time. I know Nashville is much more warmer this time of year than we could get a blizzard that night. I don't know what's going to happen.
Who knows? I'm in for the surprise. I'm good with it.
I'm really excited. I'm excited to get you baptized at Ultimate with some good Minnesota food that we have here.
Let's do it, yeah.
We just had a bunch of our walleye fish fries that are so famous too. But Jason, you are such a cool guy. We kind of talked off camera a little bit about all the different things that you've been doing and accomplishing, especially your songwriting. We did talk a little bit about you hung out with some guy named Luke Combs.
Yeah. I had not heard much of him, and then he asked me to go on tour, and I was like, well, I don't think I'm very busy, so I'll do it. Turns out he sells out stadiums and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, Jason, he needed the help. That's why he asked you. So he wouldn't be where he is without you. So just
that's what I thought too until I saw him in person. I'm like, hey, what? I don't know what's going on with this guy, but something is awry.
Hilarious. So that was 2019, right?
Yeah, this has been a minute ago. We had the same manager, so that's how I got linked up there. And Luke is didn't know me from Adam, and one of the nicest dudes on the planet. And treats everybody like family. It was great, and that kind of started a whole string of shows for me, which took a pause because of COVID. But it's been a whole lot of fun getting to play my own stuff, and then accidentally falling into some success writing songs for other people, and I'm not mad about that either. And so I'm looking forward to playing all of those. Really, doing one of these shows is a little different than doing the live full band set, but it'll be good.
So it'll be you and your guitar, right?
That's it.
And you do some amazing things with that. Okay, so for you who may not have heard of Jason Nix, you're going to want to know this. I mean, he is a CMA and ACM nominated songwriter. You have written for the Eli Young Band, who Kris and I also hung out with a couple years ago.
Aren't they great?
They're so good. And then also you helped create some of that bell-bottom country sound, and you wrote the song What a Man Oughta Know, Lainey Wilson. And I just think that is phenomenal.
Wasn't that the song that put her on the map?
Yes.
It was her first number one. We did win Song of the Year with that one, which I was stoked about. And she was like, I think she'll tell you this too, but she was hungover that day. It almost didn't show up to that right.
Well, she's probably a little nervous.
No, she's an incredible writer. but yeah, so I'm thankful to have that one and a few others with her. She's amazing.
What
Just
was
a
the
rock.
process? What was the process like when you were writing that song, Things a Man Oughta Know? How much influence did you have? Did she have?
And it was me, her, and Jonathan Singleton, who is an amazing artist as well, and songwriter. No, so it usually happens. We all go in and talk together and try to decide, okay, what are we going to write about today? Well, at that time, I was in the process of writing for my record, and Lainey's an incredible writer. Like if you were going to do a record, you would want her to be in the room to write for your record too, because she's a great writer. So not just an artist. So I'm thinking, let's go in and see what happens. We'll either write for Lainey or for myself. And as I mentioned, Jonathan Singleton is I consider him still an artist, but he was signed back in the day too, and incredible writer. And so we are scrolling through our phones or notepads, and usually keep my ideas in there. And then I scroll across this idea that I had, Things Man Oughta Know, that I wanted to write for myself, but it didn't hit me until we were in the room what it would mean if Lainey sang it instead of me. And so I was like, well, what do you guys think about this? And little did I know it would turn into death threats on Instagram messages and you ruined my marriage and all this other stuff. But
oh my gosh.
It was a big deal for all of us. And but as far as contributions go, like as soon as we locked in on that title and everybody agreed we were going to do it, I mean, we grocery list the thing. So we were done almost, it felt like no time at all, maybe in an hour. We had it finished. And that's only because we were joking around about, replacing the toilet paper roll and whatever else, But it was great. I felt like it was, everybody in that room that day Jonathan was the most heavy hitter when it comes to songwriting prowess, for sure. He's incredible, but it just kind of fell out. So it turned into an easy day, which you definitely can't say always happens.
Since you started it didn't start as Things a Woman Oughta Know, right?
No, I don't think I could get away with singing that.
You get a lot of death threats then, right?
Probably. I don't think there would be threats. Yeah.
Maybe you could write it from now until next Friday, and Kris can do a duet with you.
I tell you what, I write the lyric, and Kris, you sing it, and we'll see which one of us makes it home.
That's not a good idea.
It's a long walk.
I got ideas up here, but that's where they got to stay.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear them. No, I think that's such a cool thing, and that that you just let that kind of flow, that creative process. It seemed when I went to Nashville, I was so blown away. There's so much music, so much creativity down there. It's just a totally different vibe. And I play music, like I'm classically trained and can kind of do a little guitar. And you absorb all those sounds. And even the people singing at the airport could be on video. Like it's insane. So what does that feel like, Jason? Were you always in Nashville, or was that a destination for you because you have such a heart and such a power and a gift with music?
I was born there because my dad was a player, an incredible bluegrass flat top picker, and did some fiddle stuff. And but bluegrass musicians don't make a lot of money. And then I was born, so I joke all the time that I was born and killed my dad's dream. But we moved to Mississippi, and because he's a stand-up guy, he was like, well, I got to support my family, and so he moved us to Mississippi. Continued to play music on a different level, and then I knew even as like super young kid, I was like, as soon as I can leave home, I'm getting back to Nashville. So I did. I was 17, and they helped me move all my stuff back up there. And oddly enough, the first stop we made when we got there was a gas station in Green Hills, and I get out and Vince Gill is pumping gas next to me, and I was like, I stopped him and said, "Sir, I'm sorry, you just like are one of the biggest influences." And then fast forward a few years, I'm opening for him with Kane and Smith at Patchogue Theater in Long Island, and now we we write together at the same company. He's playing on a song I have coming out soon, and he just he cut one of the songs that we wrote together. So it's a crazy full circle thing.
How do you get Vince Gill to collab with you? I mean, he's a living legend, for crying out loud. And you met him at a gas station pumping gas?
That's just
Yeah. Well, that was 2004 or 5, I think, when that happened. But the answer to your question is you just ask him. And it took I mean, you talk about like nice guys. I think I would consider Vince Gill the tent pole of Nashville for not just his musical ability and whatever he does with the guitar, which is amazing, but I think he holds the community together. Like he's just he's an incredible guy. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
Who's willing to do anything he can to help anybody who's trying to push music forward. And even if he doesn't necessarily love even if it's not his country music, if that makes sense. My dad was like, well, that ain't country, and you hear that all the time from anybody, because to somebody it's not going to be country. But
yeah,
Vince might feel that way, but you wouldn't know it because he's going to help you if you ask him for it.
We get that a lot too, being in radio, and we're playing like newer things and how it's evolving. But then you have somebody like Zach Top who brings it all the way around, and then you have like Elaine who brings it all the way back home. But they can dabble and they can go on multi platforms. And then you have like Jelly Roll, who transcends everything too. And I just think that's what's so beautiful and special about this kind of music, is how open and accepting it is, or can be.
Jason, is it true that Vince lives in the basement of the Opry?
You would think so.
Or the Ryman.
Every time I've been there, he's been walking around outside.
I thought he lived at the Ryman. I thought he permanently has
might be.
He just shows up. I mean, he
does. Yeah, he is. That's the thing. If it were me, I would stay especially if I had his house, I would stay there. It's beautiful, and it's like football fields, but it's not like you're going to get bored. If you don't like this room, go to the next one, and as many guitars as he has. But he might. Yeah, it seems like he's everywhere for anything, and you'll see him at Station Inn a lot too, which is like known for. That's where my dad played. It's the first picture I have of me on stage is at Station Inn holding a fiddle. So it's like Vince is there too. He can be anywhere and fit in, and also probably outplay whoever else is on stage. But
he's so humble and so cool. A lot like Jason, like the talent is just, it's insane. And
yeah, it's insane.
And I think you guys that's the difference between just doing music and like living it and breathing it and having it in your heart. And you just you share and you give. Do you still incorporate? Have you picked up any of those the bluegrass like notes, vibes?
I did. I played in college. I played with a group of people that I still think about to this day, and I don't get to see them much at all. But I was never like a really great. I mean, I did just fine, but I was never like a guy who could fly across like fretboard like Tony Rice or anything like that. But this bluegrass style, yeah, absolutely. It works its way into almost everything, because of my dad wouldn't let me listen to anything but that. And my mom just, when my dad wasn't around, it was, I was listening to, mom had these old like 45s that were just like Motown singles, and I lived on that when dad wasn't around. But yeah, bluegrass definitely works its way into a lot of stuff, depending who I'm writing with that day, but me in particular, it does.
I love that. So how much of your day is spent writing? How much is performing? And how much is actually going back into Jason Nix's music for you?
Not enough, to answer your last question. It depends on the day. If I'm busy, which I like to be, I leave Thursday and get back Sunday night to play shows for me, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are writing songs for other people. And then if I'm going to write for myself, it can be anywhere. So unfortunately, like most of the time, it's about 3 a.m. when I can't sleep, and I'm just like, well, I just need to write some words. But that's usually, you never know when that's going to happen. You kind of do it. I read this book one time called The War of Art. by Stephen Pressfield, I think, and he quotes another writer when he says this, but he's like, "I only write when inspiration strikes. Fortunately, it's every morning at 9 a.m. or something like that. But the point is, you just make time to do it."
Yeah.
So I try to stay busy. It's been a lot more recording these days. I don't know. My entire career has been like this big Bob Ross movement. It's the whole thing has been like a happy accident. I like moved to Nashville. I got signed as an artist when I was super young, and thank God that didn't work out. It was awful. The music was so bad. And it never came out, and no one will ever hear it. If I have anything to do with it, no one will ever hear those songs. And after that, I got picked up as a sideman and started touring and playing guitar and keys for other artists. And toured the country, did a few radio tours that way, and kind of learned the ropes and how hard that life is. And after that, I accidentally got some songs cut with Eli Young Band, and then accidentally met some publishers and accidentally signed a publishing deal, and then every cut after that has been a result of that. And then it's accidentally I'm now kind of starting to work my way into guitar session work a little bit at a time. I've been working a lot with Cassie Ashton, who's an incredible artist
Yes.
in town, writing for her next record, and she asked me to play on her record too. So we've been in the studio doing that, and it's a lot of fun. That new record's going to be sick.
Jason,
So,
what songs did you do with the Eli Young Band?
I did. Hold on, let me think. This has been a long time ago.
Well, there's probably so many.
There's one called Old Songs that was on a record. Oh my goodness, where is it? It was the one before, or it was called Fingerprints.
Wasn't there one about
If I can
like
find it.
rain?
Yes,
something?
there was one about rain. Let me see.
I remember that song. I do.
Yeah. I was just gonna look on.
God Love the Rain. That was the name of that one.
Yes.
And then there was one more that I don't remember the name of. But
His genius is just that big. His catalog. Like, how big do you think your music catalog would be? Like, from everything you've written?
I don't turn in everything I write, but
Okay.
because some of it I know is just awful. But if I say on average, if I do 200 to 250 songs a year, I don't know about the ones before I got signed, but since 2016 to, I don't know, what's the math on that? It's like 10 years. It's a lot of songs. But I can't remember like half the time what has been cut, what hasn't, and trying to remember words for songs that other people have cut are like, it's a nightmare. And so I'll be doing a lot of that on this trip, and I can't wait for you guys to hear whatever lyric I decide to make up on stage. Hopefully somebody else will
we'll
correct
never
me.
know. We'll just say, you're the original author, so I think you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, we just change it on the spot. Yeah, no problem.
Is there a song you wish you'd have written? Like your favorite song ever? Or like,
Oh man. Yeah, there's a lot of them. The first one that comes to mind maybe is a song called Mississippi in July. Me and Lainey wrote a song with Dallas Wilson years ago that Charlie Worsham just cut. But Charlie, a long time ago, I think it was like on one of his first EPs, Charlie Worsham wrote a song called Mississippi in July. And I did all my hard learning in Mississippi. And I think I was like I just gone through a divorce because I got married when I was 12. That's what we do in Mississippi. And and she was my first cousin, so I still have to see her at every family reunion.
I wasn't going to say
Awkward.
anything, but okay.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah. But her
that
sister's
ended,
real
actually.
hot, so yeah. But anyway, so that I do always wish I wish I had written that song. And then they're endless. That's a very long list. I can think of a few by like Colin Ray and then a lot of stuff that that isn't country necessarily. That's just old and feels good. But yeah, there's some There are plenty of songs I wish I'd written. You know, the writers here are crazy talented, and then sometimes it has nothing to do with that too. I think sometimes like it's just my job to show up and see what comes into the room, and then you just kind of gotta catch it if it's there, because there are plenty of days that I write songs that I don't feel like are representative of what I'm capable of.
Yeah.
And then there are days that I'm like, well, I'm not this good. So I don't know. I think this song is just a gift. And I do. I think some songs are gifts from God, because either I need them or somebody else needs to hear it. So
I'm just picturing that too, especially when you're going to be coming to the ultimate. And I'm thinking about you. It's going to be you and your guitar. So totally different set, totally different vibe, much more
Right.
intimate. You said you're going to be doing, covers, things that you've written. But I'm also wondering, Jason, if like in your head as you're looking around, we got some characters out there. And I say that with love.
that's good.
I was like, I wonder if one of these people in this room is going to inspire something.
Oh, well, it's okay.
You know what I mean? Even
yeah.
if it's a little line in your head,
I hope so, because those are truly like that. Those are my people. Well, I don't want everybody to meet my family, because I don't want to share them with everybody, because I think they're incredible. But as far as like characters go, we got them.
Yeah.
We got characters in my family.
So
I hope so. I hope everybody shows up and acts a fool, and I can, I'll make new friends, and I'm looking forward to it.
It's gonna be a good time, and we're gonna play a game here in just a second. But Amy, like, thank you so much, because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have met Jason. And he's so phenomenal, and we can't wait to hang out. And Amy, so full circle, Jason has been saying so many great things about Burst Travel and how you guys are bringing him to our area. You did this for our CMA party that we had last fall. That was really, really special. So, Amy, what is your connection that you have a Nashville trip that's coming up? And we've heard the many great things about Nashville, but tell us about that connection with Burst and what makes this trip maybe a little bit different than the other ones that you guys have.
Yeah, this has been a journey, because I went to Nashville for the first time in, I think it was 2019, and absolutely fell in love with everything about it. And that's actually the first time I saw Jason play. And it was just one of those things where I was like, how aren't every single one of these people, like you said, on the radio, famous, all the things. And so I've been back a couple times since then. And I think one of the things that's really stood out was there's a venue called the Listening Room.
Yes.
That Jason plays at a lot. And there's lots of other venues that do this too, but they do these writers rounds, and it's like this, like a version of this on the stage, where there's writers who are sharing their stories about songs that they've written for, other people, or cuts on the radio. And that's really when it hit me that that's kind of like where the magic is in Nashville. Like, Broadway is great and it's fun and it's entertaining and all of the things, but that was like truly when it hit me. Like, I don't know how many people are missing out on this, and I want everybody to experience how special this is. And so lucky for me, I work in the travel industry, and that's what we do, is we take people all over the world, and we want to share really unique and special experiences. And so it just kind of dawned on me that I wanted to take a group of people that are interested in that kind of thing down to Nashville and kind of introduce them to that world. And just having like a very small connection with Jason from seeing him play. He's just been so kind and helpful with all of this, because I'm really like, I was grabbing at anything I could. Like, I really want to take a group down. Would you play? And he's just been so great about that. So yeah, we're going to take a group down in September. And the whole point of Jason coming is for people to see how amazing he is, and to kind of just get a taste of what we'll be doing on that tour. And we will be seeing Jason play at the Listening Room, along with Peyton, that some people met at the CMA party. And then Jason still is, he's
Well,
keeping
it's
a
kind of a
secret
secret.
on
So
the third.
I did mention, and
person.
we might do more than that. I did mention that the full circle moment with Vince Gill earlier. The company that I write for is like a boutique, really small company. It's me and Vince Gill, Ashley McBride, Nathan Chapman was there, who produced all of Taylor Swift's first stuff. Peyton is there, and a few other artists. Natalie Hemby, who has written hits on hits on hits on hits in the pop world and in the country world, and so it'll be somebody from work that will join me, and I might have a few different pop in. So Amy and I've talked about trying to make this thing that happens more than just this once, but we wanted to build it into kind of like show the best of Nashville to whoever decides to come. And then maybe we just do it in Hawaii or something, you know.
I joked with Jason that we'll like start a fan club, and then wherever he's playing, we'll just, you know, follow him around and
we'll call it our own type of tour.
Exactly.
Nice. So now we'll be part of it as well, and whatever.
Built-in besties.
That's right.
On your next visit, Jason, maybe you can bring Vince with you, you know?
You know what I'm afraid of is that if he's not like playing with the Eagles, he might say yes. And then I don't know what I would do for 14 hours in my broke down Sprinter van with Vince at the moment. I need to find, if you guys know anybody that works on Mercedes, please help me.
There you go. We actually, there is one on 94 as you're going to be traveling up. I don't know. Maybe we could talk to him a little bit.
Yeah, but I'm about to burn mine to the ground to see what happens.
Oh, no.
So, Amy, how do people get details in this trip? I'm assuming space is limited since the trip is coming up in September.
Yeah. We're trying to keep it pretty intimate because, you know, we don't want it to seem like your grandma and grandpa's, you know, tour where you're stuck on a motor coach and, you know, you don't have any free time. That's not what this is. So there's lots of other details that I can go into about the tour itself. You know, anyone's welcome as long as they're over the age of 18. But yeah, we have an event our group on Facebook. We have the information on our website under our exclusive groups. So there's a lot out there. The events, the individual shows that Jason is playing, those details are all on our Facebook page as well. So you can find pretty much anything there.
Fantastic. And we will definitely be talking more about it that night as well. And I love it. Nashville kind of changed my life too. Just touching down. We were down there for CRS, and just walking around, like I said, just whether you were downtown or we were kind of close to the Omni, and I just, as a music lover, you don't even have to know a lot about music to know that Nashville is something special. And we heard everything from jazz to hip hop, pop, country. It was a little bit of everything. It's incredible. And just being around that many creative people, you can't leave changed and a little bit better, I think.
Hey, Jason, do you have a bar in Broadway yet? Everybody seems to be doing it.
Yeah, I'm working on it. I think I burned all my bar bridges a long time ago.
Well,
throwing out his own bar, so
as long as you're not throwing any chairs.
Hey, it worked out pretty great for him. But I will say some things that have worked out great for him, I will not be doing. So there's I could draw the line in places. It's fun. You know, we all have our own journeys to get to where we need to go. That's
not so different from central Minnesota either, Jason. I've had a reputation. Thank God some of the bars I went to are now closed. So
yeah. Me too. Look.
Internet wasn't around back then.
Exactly.
Thank God.
We have that going for us. I have my own version of throwing chairs off of rooftops. So it's there's no I will cast no judgment at all for that.
I love it. Well, we might a little bit. Okay, so are we ready for this game? I've been
I don't know, but let's go.
This is based off of Jason's song, #1 world hit ever. Things a man ought to know. So I'm going to pit Kris against Jason right now.
Why am I nervous?
No, you're good.
Nervous. Okay.
No, she's trying to throw me under the bus, so you're fine.
Never. You are my favorite husband.
Okay.
Oh, thank God, Kris, you're the
I love
favorite.
this man. And I actually, Jason, I don't know if you know that, but I'm one of the few women who can admit that she's wrong. It doesn't happen often, but when it does, I'll even proclaim on our show, on the Kris and Chelsea show, that I am wrong. And so if there's something that I need to know, maybe that is a song that you guys could write. Just throwing it out.
You know, I was just thinking too, maybe you should bring your guitar to this show, and then if you guys happen to write your own version,
There you go.
come up. We just take a moment to. You guys can have that moment. I will get to watch couples therapy.
It's
via a song.
It's going to be a song called "Chelsea Is Never Wrong."
I will have. Ooh,
Yeah,
Chelsea's
I've
always
got a version of it.
I'm not always right.
All right.
I might have to have one of their famous 64-ounce mules before we do that, but I'm for it. Okay, so here we go. This is called the Oughta Know game. Oughta Know game. All right, there are 6 skills that are listed in the song that you wrote, and you know all the lyrics. I know that, Jason. So we're just going to go. I'm going to give you guys a point for each, and these are things that a man ought to know. So here we go, and you both get to answer. I'm going to do Jason here and Kris here. All right.
I'm so invested in this.
Skill number 1, how to change a tire on the side of a highway.
If you got the right jack, yeah.
I've done it once. I'm to the point in my life now where I will call somebody.
Don't lie.
Yeah, dude, you can't beat AAA. I'm not above it,
Okay.
but yeah,
Okay.
you can do it.
If you got the right jack, and Jack works for AAA. All right, that's a point for each of you. So far, so good. Okay, how to start a fire in the rain.
Hell no, I can't. Gasoline.
I don't really start a lot of fires. I don't like starting my grill in the rain. So I don't think I've ever done that.
Okay. All right. How to fix a door that's squeaking.
Yeah, WD-40.
Yeah.
Duct tape and WD-40. You know, Bunska Down Bloodline. Those guys are incredible. Anyway, yes.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Now they're getting a little more intense.
All
We're
right.
going to get into our feelings here a little bit. Skill number 4, knowing that forgive doesn't mean forget.
You lost.
Hell yeah. I got a vendetta out. I got a list as long as my arm. I know I don't forget nothing.
And that is Jason's 12th album that he's written. We'll hear all of those songs later in his set. All right. Kris, do you know how to forgive and forget? Do you know how to forgive?
No, well, probably, but I'm not good at it.
Half a point for Kris.
Right.
Jason's in the lead. All right. Song. Sorry, here we go.
Just having a terrible memory helps because you forget most of
Oh,
it.
that helps when you get
Yeah.
older. That's why God does that. So we
Right.
chill out a little bit more. All right. Skill number 5, knowing how to stay when it's easier to leave.
I think I just don't know how to leave. Does that count?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've
That's
always
fair.
been a lever in my life, you know. I hate to say it in my younger years, you know. I just
Bye.
you know how many girls I ghost stop calling.
Ew, she has 3 cats. Bye. Oh, twice a day.
Man.
Later. Well, it's been
Chinese, please.
yeah. Okay. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. All right. Okay. Jason's kicking your butt. All right. Last one. I think we know the answer for this for Kris. Keeping a house and a home together. I think the man ought to know.
Keeping it together.
There's a difference between knowing how and actually doing it.
Sure. Wow.
Yeah.
He's good.
Good
I
answer.
think about like tidiness, but keeping it together. Yeah, sure. Yeah. I mean, so far, actually, no, I'm divorced. Did we talk about? Yeah. So, I mean, the proof is in the pudding, sister.
We get divorced too. This is not our first rodeo.
Yeah,
All
this is our 3rd each. Fun fact there.
Kris, can you keep a home together?
I don't know.
That's for because I swear if I left, you'd be. I saw him in his bachelor days.
Yeah.
I rescued him from that. His Tinder days.
Look, you have. That's why I'm not showing you my studio right now for the same reason. So it's
There was
the
some
answer
artwork.
is
I
no.
thought it was something else. All right. So we have our winner, the scorecard for things a man ought to know. It's Jason Nix. Who
All right.
wrote
I still don't know how the point system worked, but I feel victorious, and I appreciate everything you do.
Jason with 4 out of 6. Kris with 3.5.
All right, for the next game, we got Amy against Chelsea. Things a woman ought to know.
Yeah.
Oh
shoot,
boy.
ran out of time. That really
Yeah, dang, look at that. I gotta go.
we might have to save that. Jason Nix, everybody. We are
Thank
so
you guys for having me.
loved it. I can't wait to see. I can't wait to hear and experience all the music. I may or may not bring an instrument that night. We'll see. And thank you, Amy.
Look, I was serious, Kris. I've have your email.
All right, I know.
So
He does. Jason, you're so awesome. We're so excited to have you. Amy, thank you from Burst Travel, who will be bringing Jason Nix up with a luxury motor coach, I'm heard, and just, all the, first class all the way. No. But they are incredible.
I thought it was a private jet. Yeah, maybe. No.
Yeah,
Well,
we're
with
working
the
that
price
through my
of gas,
company.
we're trying to be eco-friendly.
By the way, Jason's doing more than one show up here next week. Amy, is it on the Bursch website as to where he's playing or Facebook page?
He's hitting some of our favorite places.
It is on Facebook. I'm not positive if that would be on our website. So go to Facebook for sure. There's a flyer posted in our group and those individual events too.
Nice. It's going to be awesome.
You can't wait. And seriously, if you're thinking about taking a trip to Nashville, it's more than just a trip. It's an experience. And if you even like music, you will love what's going to be happening. Jason, thank you so much. Amy,
Oh my goodness. Thank you guys.
Appreciate you guys. And we will see you soon.
Yeah, very soon.
Thank you.
Thank you all.